What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Chris Jack, Canvas Nomad here, back with another one. And I just go through these moods. I'm up one day, then I'm down, then I'm up, then I'm down, then I'm up. It's like really hard to grasp sometimes, right? But like, I think this whole Epstein thing is like a good example to give you an idea of like how I be feeling. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay. You see how everybody's feeling towards the situation where they like know it's a lie and there's literally nothing they can do about it. For some people, this is their first like red pill experience, right? And that's only for the people that care. There's gonna be a lot of people that don't care. They're gonna be like, oh, who cares? What we doing tonight? You know what I mean? I get it. You gotta kind of live your life. Don't worry about the things you can't control. That's stoicism to a certain degree, right? But then when it's just based on empty, fleeting, experiences, it's kind of really just numbing, running away from these things. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing something productive or something to better your life, great. And I guess hanging out, what we doing tonight is building a relationship with your friends. Heard. I get you. But for me, this is like been like a constant struggle since I'd say maybe like 2006. I never forget when I first saw Loose Change in Zeitgeist. Changed my whole perspective on 9/11, all that stuff, and just started really like it like peeled back that curtain a little bit for me. And over the years, things after things just started appearing, and you're just like, yo, what's going on in reality? It's to the point that like I can only watch like anime or MCU comic book movies because I know that that's fake. But even now, political agendas is getting into comic book movies, and now it's turning everything off. Like Superman just came out, and the reviews are so mixed. I don't even know, what to believe anymore. And there's a lot of agenda things going on. Superman is an alien from Krypton. What do you think political story they put in there? Of course, I didn't see it myself, so I don't know if this is a spoiler, but they put in, obviously, the immigration stuff that is going on with Trump. And it's like, really? Life has just become very scripted. You know what I mean? Like, social media has become the new reality TV. Long, drawn-out events has become the new movies. Even look at the latest hip-hop battle between Drake and Kendrick. As entertaining as it was, and we got some great hits out of that. Euphoria is I love that song. It's still, at the end of the day, scripted to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, you can get into the controversies behind all of that. Nothing is real anymore in life. You're just a background character or an NPC in a greater story. And to me, it's like when you look at it like that, if you're not working somewhere that you feel passionate about, it's almost a level of nihilism. Like, what's the point? But you gotta survive, so you gotta do it. And then you get into this routine, and then that routine decays, and then the decay kind of just tears you apart from an inside. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's just something that it's like, this can't be it. This can't be it. You know what I mean? I really don't know how to explain it, but it's just something that I'm kind of lost for words with. Really. Because, like, it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to find a way to make sure that leveling up is kind of controlled. And unless you part of some kind of network, organization. You know, you were born into some kind of family. It don't matter how hard you work, because how many Michael Jordans are there out there that didn't make it? You know what I mean? How many Elon Musk that's out there that didn't have the connections or resources? It doesn't matter. And then how many Kevin Harts are out there that's not willing to put on a dress? You know what I mean? There's just something out there to me that's just like, yo, there's a level of escapism that you kind of want to achieve, but the ability to do it is so hard. But you know it's real because when you turn on Instagram or you turn on YouTube, you see people doing it. So it's like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? And I've been chasing this thing forever, and I've gotten my highs and lows out of it, but it's just I always end up back in square one. And I see the people around me, they good with just chilling on the corner drinking. And I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't. I tried. I can't do it. I can't. And then you start looking at, you start getting a level of like imposter syndrome in reverse. You start looking at your friends, you see them having families, you see them having, you see them, partaking in different levels of life that you're like, when is it my turn? You know what I mean? And then people will sit there and be like, well, it's your decisions. And yes, I agree, it's the decisions that you make, but sometimes it's your environment or circumstance that makes you make the decisions you make that puts you back in there. So it's like almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy to a certain degree. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm rambling. I don't come on here with a script or anything. I just kind of just go off the top. So I know that these things are a little like, what is he talking about? I get it. But if you get it, you get it. You know, if you understand what I'm talking about, this message is for you. I don't know how to, like, I really can't sit here and just be in my everyday and be like, yo, everything is fine, when it's clearly not. This man sat up, this government sat up on that TV 2 days ago, yesterday, whenever it was, and literally told us something that we all know is not true, and we have nothing, we can't do shit about it. That's like everything else in the life. It's almost to the point where you almost can't get a job unless you know somebody. And even if you go through a program to get that job, you're kind of just going through their employment process. You're not really gonna just guaranteed to get the position you want. I don't know. I just feel like it's a very fleeting situation, and life has just become very, at least for me, stagnant. I know there's people out there enjoying their best life, and I have at times. You can see it on my channel. But to make it consistent, I understand there's ebbs and flows of life, but geez, it ain't always gonna be up. I totally understand that. I'm not saying that. But there's a general progression that says, you know what, this is the way I want to go. I can take all the losses because I understand what's at the end of the tunnel. For me right now, I'm at a stagnant location because what I want to do, I have to wait for them to send me an email. I have to wait for them to send me an email. And then even then, when I get that email, it won't even come through until 4 months later. But at least those 4 months will be easier because now I have a goal, a destination, a date to sit there and be like, yeah, this is the day. I just gotta wait for that day. Right now, it's a limbo. Sometimes I really wonder if this is either purgatory or hell. I really do. Now, life ain't that serious. It ain't that bad. I'm not sitting here like, yo, I'm about to just jump off a bridge. No, it's not like that. I'm just observing what's going on. Like, I'm observing exactly what's happening. Like this, it's not. This ain't it. You're not. I can't see. Like I can't see myself doing 40 years at the same place to have one or two like, oh, remember that time? And I get it. You gotta appreciate the little things, but I also think that's a level of control too. Because when you appreciate the little things, it's like, oh, just deal with it. You're alive. Who cares? And yes, I understand that sounds like a first world problem, and I'd probably agree with you in most contexts. But what I'm saying is, when your core is just dissolving, it's very hard to stay positive in a situation where you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is making sense, but like I said, if you understand what I'm saying and you get it, this message is for you. But I'm signing out because I feel like I'm about to get dark. Yo, it's your boy Chris Jack, Canvas Nomad here. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you made it this far in the video, you, my friend, I certainly appreciate it. Peace.